Today is a very good day, and today I'm over here to prove that Luffy's Devil Fruit power is just rubber. Yes, I'm wearing the same t-shirt, same setup. Yes, it's obviously the continuation of the previous video, but in this video I will talk about the Gum Gum Fruit, the power of Luffy. What is the Gum Gum Fruit? Now, after Gear 5, the Gum Gum Fruit has been completely changed. Like, it's not the rubber fruit. Everyone is denoting it as the fruit of imagination. What is Luffy's power? I have my opinions to share. What I think is Luffy's power is still rubber. It's not the power of imagination. Luffy's power is not imagination. He cannot bring imagination into being. But there's a but. The ability that Luffy has, the rubber ability, enables him to bring everything he imagines to reality. Like, that is what basically rubber is. Like, if you have seen those cylindrical balloons, those are straight balloons, cylindrical straight balloons, and those are made of rubber. But if the artist have enough talent and enough imagination, he can create anything with that balloon. So Luffy is basically that. Luffy is basically the artist who has talent, and he has this very supreme quality rubber that extends very far. So his imagination, so he can create anything with his imagination. And I think that is what Oda means by imagination is the limit of Luffy's power. There are reasons for me behind all this. And that is, if it's only imagination, why did Luffy stretch on the first episode? Like on the first chapter, I will be comparing the manga, because anime, it was like Shanks was making Luffy upside down, but in the manga it was like Shanks was stopping Luffy, but Luffy's arm stretched, as far as I remember. And another thing is the whole Skypiea, right? Like the rubber ability. So I think that the rubber is still the main thing about Luffy's power. And the god thing, the will of Nika, I will come to it later, but let me explain it. So what I think is that Nika himself wanted to be like rubber, the freest material of all. If he is rubber, he has no boundaries. He can do anything he wishes. He can make anything he wants. There is no limit to his body. Like, he is not being limited with his body. He has that freedom. He has the freedom of all. So he wanted to be the rubber. Now, here's my question. If, like according to Vegapunk, if Devil Fruit are the manifestation of will, like what the user wanted to be like, doesn't that mean that every Devil Fruit is as one Devil Fruit? Like, every Devil Fruit power had a person in the history who wanted to be that, like the Castle fruit, right? The fruit that Beiji uses, Beiji, whatever. So there was a person in the history of the world that wanted to be a castle, and it got manifested as a devil fruit later on. So isn't that like as one type? So yeah, this is what I want to say. Luffy's devil fruit is indeed as one devil fruit. Not every devil fruit is as one devil fruit. There are reasons to it. So what I think is what differs the Swan fruit from the normal fruits is that the Swan fruit has the will of their own. Like, when Luffy awakens his fruit, the will of joy, the will of Nika is seen in Luffy, and I think that's what makes Swan fruit different from other fruits. And also the Swan fruits will also inherit the properties of an animal. Human is an animal, right? So human fruit is ultimately a Swan fruit. I think that is the only one property that differs Swan fruit from a regular fruit, that a regular fruit like the Castle fruit does have a will. It is indeed a will of a person, but the power, and that power is not any animal based power. Meanwhile, the Luffy's one is a Swan fruit. He ate the human fruit, and he also ate the fruit that has the will, that has the will of a person who wanted to be like a rubber. And that is why Luffy, that is why it is Gum Gum fruit. It has the rubber fruit and also the Paramecia fruit. So this is what I wanted to tell about the Luffy's power. Now, one thing I want to say. When Gear 5 was first introduced, not Gear 5, when it was revealed that the Gum Gum fruit is a Swan fruit, not a Paramecia fruit, I had my concerns. Like, Luffy's power is still rubber power, right? Like, Luffy is not getting a new power. Like, it's not like Luffy is getting a new power, like he can control water or wind and something. It's still the rubber power. So that was my question, that even if Luffy's power is like rubber, and we are awakening it enables to Luffy like inherit the properties of a Swan fruit, like plot wise, what does this mean? Like, if I think in a plot wise, right? Like if Oda wanted to make Luffy, like the image of Luffy that Oda had in his mind, he can just easily say that the rubber bent Luffy's hair, and rubber can be in any color, and Luffy just made his t-shirt and hair white because he like white. I think so Oda could have given any reason and just made sense out of it, but he didn't. He made this one as one fruit for a special purpose. And if you have watched my previous video, you know what I am talking about. It's the wheel. I have said that the wheel of D has erased from the history, like from the time has erased the wheel of D, but the Luffy has inherited the wheel of D directly after eating the Gum Gum fruit, whose previous owner was supposedly Joy Boy or Nika, who has the wheel of D. I think that is the only purpose that Oda made Gum Gum fruit as one fruit, just to make Luffy inherit those previous wheel that has been erased from the history. Nothing else. I think still Luffy has the rubber power. Many people will question that in a fight with like the rematch between Luffy and Lucci, Luffy just suddenly spawned a sunglass, right, like a glass from his hair. And many people will say, that is imagination, that is not rubber. Bro, that is rubber. Luffy just bent his hair to make it like a glass. I told you, like if the artist has enough talent, the artist can make the balloon in any shape. I think that is the very same thing that Luffy did. And if it is not like this, I have a massive question to Oda. Please fix this problem, like fix this thing. And I want Luffy to be only rubber. I don't want him to have like this godlike power that he can control people's mind because he has the god power and stuff like this, because that will make, I think it is only me, I think I'm being selfish, but it is what it is. For making it a good writing plot story and making it such a heavy plot focused story, I think like Luffy just being rubber is perfect. Like everyone thinks that Luffy has this limited power, but I think what I want from Oda is to prove them wrong, to prove that Luffy is still rubber, but because of his imagination is limitless, he can make this limitless power unlimited. So I don't want any new power to pop up suddenly from Luffy. I want Luffy's power to be just rubber and make me impressed with Luffy's ability. Like it is always fun to see a limited power being used in a creative way than rather making the character like super overpowered as hell. Like it is more creative to play with the limited stuff. Like for example, if I make a character, suppose one fart man, what is the power of this character? That he can fart and make this universe destroy. Like one fart, this universe will destroy. That is his power. That is an insane power to have. Like destroying the universe with just a fart is such a great power, right? It is so powerful. Like he doesn't even need to punch the universe. He just need to fart and the universe will destroy. But is that an impressive thing? Like any kid can imagine that kind of story plot, like that kind of absurd power and just do anything, whatever he wants. But playing with the limited power that Luffy has, the rubber, like I really love how Oda, with his imagination, made this simple power of rubber so complex and so awesome. And I want Oda to maintain that. I don't want Oda to be at the edge of his imagination and be like, oh no, I don't know how can Luffy defeat this power? Yes, he has the god power, now he can control people's mind. I don't want this kind of stuff. Please, Oda, don't do that. Don't do that. You have the imagination. I know you have the imagination. You have the talent. Please let Luffy stay as a rubber man and do his stuff as a rubber man, as a limited power he has. Another thing, many people will say that the fire that Luffy spawns is something else. It's not his rubber power. Bro, Sanji can spawn fire, like a legit burning fire. I think that fire, like how Sanji produces it, I think it's same as how Luffy produces it. So it's the same. You don't need to have special kind of devil fruit power to produce this fire. And now, still many people will ask that Sanji is a cyborg, right? He's a semi-cyborg. He has that power. He can make, his skin can handle, his skin can bear that heat. And here's what my reply is. I think Luffy's fire is not as hot as Sanji's one, because we haven't seen anyone being burned to charcoal with Luffy's fire. It just looks cool. I think that is what it is. So this is what all I wanted to talk about the Luffy's devil fruit in this video. So if you like this video and if you found this video interesting, subscribe. I'm not a One Piece channel. Like, I'm not only One Piece focused channel, but I will give my theories about One Piece over here. So make sure you have subscribed if you have liked my theory and want to hear more. Share to your One Piece friends, friends who are One Piece friends who are One Piece fans. Yes, please do. Comment down below if you have any question. I will reply to them. And yes,